In a large forest full of tall trees and rustling leaves, there lived a tiny squirrel named Sam. Sam was the youngest of all the squirrels in his family, but he was the most adventurous. While the other squirrels were busy gathering nuts for the winter, Sam spent his days exploring the forest, climbing the tallest trees, and discovering new places. One crisp autumn day, Sam overheard his older brothers talking. "Winter is coming soon, and we need to gather enough food for the cold months ahead," one of them said. "We have to be careful, though. The great bear lives in the far side of the forest, and he guards the biggest nut tree of all." Sam's ears perked up. He had never heard of the great bear or the giant nut tree before, but the idea of finding the biggest nuts in the forest filled him with excitement. "I'll go there and bring back enough food for the whole family," Sam thought, feeling brave. Without telling his brothers, Sam set off on his adventure. He scampered through the forest, running past the familiar trees and into the deeper parts where the air felt colder. After what felt like hours of running, Sam finally saw it, the biggest tree he had ever laid eyes on. It stood tall and wide, with branches full of shiny, golden acorns. But before Sam could get too close, he heard a loud growl. The great bear lumbered out from behind the tree, his eyes narrowing at the sight of the little squirrel. "Who dares to come near my tree?" the bear growled. Sam's heart pounded in his chest, but he stood his ground. "I'm Sam, and I've come to gather nuts for my family. Winter is coming, and we need food to survive." The bear sniffed the air and looked at Sam curiously. "You're very brave to come here alone," he said. "But this tree is mine. I guard it to make sure the animals of the forest don't take more than they need." Sam gulped, trying not to show how nervous he felt. "I don't want to take too much. Just enough to help my family get through the winter." The bear stared at him for a moment, then slowly smiled. "You remind me of myself when I was a young bear, brave, and willing to do anything for my family. I'll let you take some acorns, but only if you promise to share them with other animals in need." Sam nodded eagerly. "I promise." With the bear's permission, Sam climbed up the great tree and gathered the largest, juiciest acorns he could find. When his tiny paws were full, he thanked the bear and hurried back home. When Sam returned to his family with the golden acorns, his brothers were amazed. "Where did you find these?" they asked. Sam told them about the great bear and the giant tree. "But we can't keep them all to ourselves," Sam said. "We need to share them with the other animals, especially those who might not have enough food for the winter." His family agreed, and together they invited all the animals of the forest to a grand winter feast. They shared the acorns with the birds, the rabbits, the deer, and even the smallest creatures, making sure everyone had enough to eat. That winter, thanks to Sam's bravery and kindness, the forest was full of warmth, laughter, and friendship. And from that day on, Sam was known not just as the adventurous little squirrel, but as the bravest and kindest of them all.